If you're involved in an accident and you're hurt, and it's because of somebody else's negligence, well, you may be entitled to money. You may be entitled to be made whole. Now, a lot of people are concerned about going out to get an attorney, and some even try to do it themselves. Some even think, well, if I'm hurt at work, what do I need to do? Maybe it's not my employer's responsibility. Well, we're going to answer those questions and more because Pain Law starts right now. Welcome to Pain Law. I'm Adam Goldfein. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm here speaking with Richard Griffin, one of Atlanta's top personal injury attorneys. Richard, got to know, people get hurt and they don't know or don't think that they should go out and hire an attorney. What do you think the most common reasons are that people say, it's not for me, I don't want to be a bad guy?
Well, it's absolutely the number one mistake you can make because you've got to get protection. The insurance company has all the advantage. You don't know what to do. I would say that the number one reason why people don't hire an attorney is because they're trying to save that attorney fee. They figure, well, I'd rather keep all the settlement money for me. But that is a huge mistake because you end up, you don't know what you're doing. You end up with much less money. Keeping 100% of a very small number is far, far worse than getting the majority of a very big number.
But come on, Richard. I mean, they think they can do this just as well as you, right? They don't need you. Why? You just want the money for yourself. I'm going to go do this myself. I won't end up with the same result?
You won't. In fact, there have been studies. There's a study that says that if you have an attorney, you can get 3.5 times more money.
3.5?
3.5 times. In fact, just consulting an attorney is going to increase it by 40%.
Are you kidding?
That's what the
studies do. So if it was $100,000, you're talking about $350,000 to $400,000 by hiring an attorney. If we were using that ratio from that study.
That's right.
Or if it was $100,000 just by calling one, you would be able to enhance your settlement to $140,000?
That's correct. That's what the studies. Now, I can think of examples in my own practice where the offer goes from zero up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So certainly hiring an attorney is the absolute most important thing you can do.
Well, let me ask you really fast, just anecdotally, okay?
Yes.
But I want a real world case. Give me a case where maybe you've had a settlement of $1 million, something that people would be like, okay, now we're talking something sizable, right?
Right. Where
the offer was significantly small. Do you have an example of that?
I do.
All right, can you give it to me real fast?
I can. There was a lady that had a Sub-Zero refrigerator installed in her home.
Yeah.
And she paid to have it professionally installed, and she trusted that that would be done. Now, the Sub-Zero unit has an anti-tilt kit on it, and it was not installed, so it toppled over and landed on her. They offered her zero. And then she hired us. They offered her us $50,000. We went to litigation. They agreed to pay $400,000 during the jury trial. But we went ahead and finished the trial, and a jury gave us $1 million. So it went from zero to $1 million.
So there's just an example for you. Now, I'll tell you what, don't believe it just from Richard. Take a listen to what this client of Richard's had said about his concern with hiring an attorney.
When in doubt, you need to call Richard Griffin Law Firm because, like you say, you will be taken advantage of, and if you don't know the laws and the policies and procedures, they would definitely take advantage of you. So my advice to anyone who is thinking or don't want to be that guy or think they're bad for calling an attorney, don't think that way and don't believe that. You're just protecting yourself, you're protecting your health, you're protecting your livelihood, and you're protecting your family. So don't ever be afraid or hesitate in calling an attorney. And just as long as you call Richard Griffin Law Firm.
So Richard, how do you know then if you've gotten hurt that you've hired the right attorney? Because it's fair to say you can't just have anyone do it. I wouldn't go to a dentist to take out a gallbladder.
Right.
And I wouldn't have, a foot doctor operate on my brain.
Right.
So how do I get the right attorney?
Well, I think that the most important thing you can do is to look for three things.
Okay.
I think you need to look for client reviews to see what other real clients have said about the firm. I think you need to look for firm awards to see if the legal community has recognized the ethics and the legal abilities of that firm. I think you need to also look for the settlements and verdicts. And all three of those can be found on my website at 877painlaw.com.
Okay.
You can go to one button, How Do I Decide? And when you press that, you can then look at the client reviews where real clients can explain to you how they felt about our representation. You can see the awards to see the AV preeminent ratings and super lawyer ratings.
And how other lawyers have actually rated you, how your
Yes,
peers have rated
that's
you,
right? That's right,
So
and
they
that's
can
important.
recognize your success.
And then the last thing is the actual settlements and verdicts. You can look and see personal injury, workers' comp, the accomplishments and the results that we've been able to deliver.
You know, we talk about personal injury, and that's like an example would be if you get involved in a car wreck, right? But we also sometimes talk about workers' compensation, and that's an example where you might be injured at work or in the course of your employment. Now, that's another area of law that you practice, right?
That's right.
Okay, so what I'd like to do when we come back is I want to talk to you about that, because a lot of people misunderstand or might think, well, I got hurt at work, I guess I don't have a claim, or I have to go to my medical insurance, I don't have any claims whatsoever.
Right.
So if you can, help me with the timing and how that differs and how it could even be included in a personal injury claim, okay? All right, so you're watching Painlaw on CW69. This is Richard Griffin of the Griffin Law Firm. He is one of Atlanta's top personal injury attorneys. Now look, phone number's on the screen. His website is on the screen as well. As Richard said, see how he's rated. See an example of the verdicts that he's accomplished. See what his clients say about him. And if you've been injured, make a point of getting the compensation that you deserve. You shouldn't need to suffer in pain. You need Painlaw.
I'm attorney Richard Griffin, the legal expert and co-host of the Painlaw Show. How much is my case worth? This is the #1 question asked by people injured at work or in a car accident. Now you can find out for yourself by using our new settlement calculator at 877painlaw.com. Now, knowing the projected settlement value gives you a goal. Hiring our experienced injury attorneys will help you get there. Call the Griffin Law Firm today at 877-PAIN-LAW or visit us at 877painlaw.com to find out how we can make all the difference in your case. After a car accident, you're faced with many difficult decisions. How can you get the medical treatment or even surgery you need? 877-PAIN-LAW can help. How can you pay your bills when you're too injured to work? 877-PAIN-LAW can help. How can you get the settlement that you need and deserve? 877-PAIN-LAW is the answer. I'm attorney Richard Griffin of the Griffin Law Firm. Call me right now at 877-PAIN-LAW so I can talk to you personally and explain how we can make all the difference in your case.